I'd met Beyonce briefly in LA in January around the Grammys, and she was lovely. I heard the song in its early stages. It wasn't finished, and then someone played it to her as well, and then, you know, between us three, we kind of finished it and just made it into this spectacle that it is.
The way I feel, I'm standing still. Nothing else matters now, you're not here, so where are you?
I think it's the first time Beyonce's featured on a record like this, so I feel privileged. I'm still flying the flag. I mean, and it was a British producer, Asian producer, you know. I love that about it.
Where else can I go? Chasing you, chasing you.
This country is like built on like what immigrants do, and my dad came here in the 70s. He was a taxi driver his whole life, but he learnt the roads. There was no tom-tom. He literally studied London and became like a cab driver, and I admire that, coming from somewhere, not being able to speak the language, but contributing to it. So we shouldn't be afraid of that. If we are like democracies and we believe in that, then I think that means we should be able to like help people that are less privileged than us. And these people aren't just running away for the sake of it. They're running from war. They're running from like not being able to support their families. They're running away from losing family members. Like, we have to put a bit more heart into it.
Well, now that you are back, music fans may be also wondering about the quite recent, very public fallout that you had with your one-time buddy, Zayn Malik. Can you tell us what happened there?
Do you know what? I'm loving this interview, but I just feel like the first half of this year went back to primary school. I should have been concentrating on my masters, so I'd rather concentrate on my masters.
There's a lot of pressure in the music world as a soloist and a group. I mean, do you think they're both comparable?
I do think that it's easier being soloist. It's definitely easier, and I think the machine of being in something that's kind of manufactured is always going to be difficult and not easy. And obviously, when anything you do when you're young, you know, growing up is the only way forward. Do you know what I mean? For anyone, do you know what I mean? Any artist, and it's hard to grow up in this business.
At the beginning of your friendship, though, you must have been there to support each other, and I really got the impression that he really trusted you and supported you, and you were there for him in a time of need, where maybe things were quite difficult in a group, because it's always quite tough in a band.
Yeah, but as I said, that's not my focus.
Will we ever hear the music that you guys made together? Will you ever make music or work together again?
God knows. No, I'd rather just not. I'd rather deal with it as a personal thing rather than something that became public that shouldn't have been. So I want to get back to Naughty Boy and the music and taking over the world.